Hi, everybody, and welcome to Evolve Love. I am your host, Amanda, and I am so happy that you have found this podcast. Are you looking for daily inspiration, motivation, and wisdom to help you begin your day feeling supported and uplifted with love? Well, you have come to the right place. This podcast is a space of encouragement where you can be held in your self-development because in order to evolve, you need love, and it begins here with you. Now, let's get into today's episode. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Evolve Love and happy Tuesday. Happy Mars Day. Mars Day is a day of action. It's a day of going after it. It's a day of taking charge. And in yesterday's episode, we talked about rooting and we talked about stillness. And this, to me, both of these concepts are really, they go hand in hand with presence. And so today's episode is going to be an exercise that is an action for us to connect more within the present moment and within the stillness. So this is going to be an activity or an action that will have some stillness to it. But I would love, if possible, for you to do this action outside today, because where yesterday's moon sign was Virgo, we are tapping into earth themes with this week. And though they may shift and change as each day goes by, because the moon signs also change, I am going to stick with that original intention of the beginning of the week because I feel that it helps us to stay connected. And like I said, it may shift and change with different energies, but in our action item today, we're going to focus on this concept. So if you can find a place outside to take this with you, I think it will be best. However, if the weather isn't for you today to be outside, you could do the same exercise within your home. This is a sensory experience for presence. So when you're ready, we are just going to sit and have this time together to help us build awareness of the environment around us. So, like I said, this is a sensory experience, and I'm going to ask you some questions. And as we go through it, just feel what comes up for you first. What is the first instinct that comes up? Okay, so here we are in our environment of choice. And I want you to look around, and I want you to pick out things that you see. What is the first item that comes to mind in front of you that you are seeing with your eyes? Taking time with this, taking it all in. And now taking a deep breath in. What do you smell in this environment? Continue to take a few deep breaths here, experiencing that. What do you smell here? Allow your breathing to return to a normal pace so that we may be able to now start to listen. What do you hear in this environment? What sounds, what noises do you hear? And now we're going to begin opening and closing our mouth, releasing any tension that you may feel in your jaw. What do you taste? This one might be a little bit difficult, but is there a taste to the air? What do you taste? And now, being aware of the surface that you are seated on, what do you feel? Can you also take your hands with you and reach out to touch items that are around you in this moment? What do you feel? What textures come up? What temperatures come up? Is it something that is outside of you that you're reaching to feel? Or is it something already on your body that you are feeling? As we have gone through this sensory experience of seeing, smelling, hearing, tasting, and feeling, maybe this is the first time today that you've taken the time to acknowledge any of these items. Sometimes when we take the time to have a sensory experience like this, we realize how little we take time to do this, how little we take time to appreciate. Because most likely we're probably rushing to the next item or we're jumping to the next thing. Within your day, when you start to feel that rush or when you start to feel that push to do more and be more, can you take 2 minutes out of your day to do a quick sensory check? Because that is going to help you to build more appreciation for the moments that you are living in that time. We are always so far ahead of ourselves in our thought. We're thinking about what we're going to be doing later. What are we going to be making for dinner? Who do we need to pick up? Where do we need to go? What time do we need to be at this appointment? Who needs to be where and when? And when we're living in that moment ahead of us, we are not where we are. So we are going to meet ourselves where we are in this week. That is the whole purpose around finding that stillness and finding that rootedness. It's building and connecting our appreciation for the present. So though Mars Day can feel fiery, can feel energizing, can feel like this go energy, this sensory experience is quite calming. And sometimes that's the action that we need to take. Because if we're asking ourselves to be still in this week or still in this day, we're not really acting with big energy. But it's also an energy that can be really difficult. Like I said yesterday, it's hard to be still. It's hard to not be going to the next item. So I hope that this sensory experience is a tool that you can come back to at any time and any given day when you feel like you're getting ahead of yourself, when you feel like you are not really where you are in that moment. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and I hope you feel calmer coming into this moment now as you're heading into it than maybe when you arrived today. I'm so excited to share with you tomorrow's episode for Wednesday because it's so aligned. I couldn't believe it, but yeah, I could believe it. So I'm looking forward to checking in with you again tomorrow. And just a reminder, if you feel called to rate or review the podcast, it really helps us to be seen by others who may be looking for content of this type. So I want to thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you all so much and have a beautiful rest of your Tuesday.